So one of the requirements, I guess, for me, I'd studied in Belfast and had to physically relocate then to Cornwall and to Falmouth itself. So that was kind of a whole experience in itself. I've always kind of been quite attracted to the landscape in Cornwall. So actually physically having the ability to engage with that in a really direct way has been amazing. I work in quite a materially driven way. So the ability to kind of go out into that landscape and collect materials and accumulate and break down and kind of build up, be that images, notes, material itself, and bring that back into the studio and just have such close proximity to all of those landscapes has been really special. Prior to the fellowship, I was working quite rurally in quite an isolated studio myself independently, so the fellowship kind of offered this whole new experience for me to come into an art school, be situated physically in amongst the students and work alongside them. The studio setup here is based kind of across a series of buildings in Falmouth. So I'm located in Belmont House, which is a range of students from first to third year. Having the students here is such a rich kind of unique experience to actually have such direct engagement with them. Hopefully it's a mutually beneficial experience for us both. I've really gained a lot from just the informal discussion as well as kind of the more kind of concentrated teaching. But just, those informal day-to-day kind of dropping into the studio, seeing what they're up to and following kind of on a day-to-day basis, being surrounded by the staff here on the course is a really amazing kind of impactful thing in itself, that they're all coming kind of with very rich backgrounds and they're all continuing to develop their practice and exhibit and work on different projects. So just seeing that is really valuable in them kind of being able to offer insight and help me at kind of this point in my practice has been really great. And then in a more concentrated way, working with kind of other mentors, that has been really impactful in a slightly different way, that I'm working with kind of other curators or gallery owners or artists themselves that are based both here in Cornwall and kind of outside Cornwall as well. So that kind of spectrum of that has allowed me in a different way to, I guess, learn about an art psychology beyond kind of what I have knowledge of, but also then reflect back in and kind of start to recontextualize my own practice as it develops here and the place it can have, I guess, in this landscape and develop kind of a critical feedback around that, seeing how other artists then across Cornwall are also doing that in a similar way, because obviously it's a landscape that has had this such a rich history of kind of creatives engaging and working in dialogue with the landscape. I think the fellowship definitely has made me re-engage with my studio practice in probably a different way and how I can kind of define that. But actually the fellowship has also then offered this time to kind of become a bit more insular and invest in my own practice. One of the special things about the fellowship is the duration of it, the ability to have a year to just really invest in your practice is such a rarity. And I think those first few months kind of becoming acclimatized, building a studio from scratch, and just in a way also having the ability to play in your practice in a way that I think you often don't really get the opportunity to. So I think I'm at a point now, almost midway through, where I'm starting to, I guess, reflect on some of that and build that energy and momentum forward then. For anyone considering the fellowship, I would definitely encourage them. I think it's such a unique role and the ability to, I think, invest in your practice, but also it kind of to be something beyond you as well, that hopefully you're helping the students, you're helping the community as well, is really rich, and you're also having the opportunity to learn about a whole kind of new arts ecology, arts ecosystem in somewhere that, I mean, in my case, I've had no knowledge of prior to this, which I think can only be kind of a good thing for us all to kind of have that communal knowledge then moving forward.